Hello everyone, Praise Good here, and welcome back to more Mario Golf Toadstool Tour at the top of the trees, where I've taken a turtle, somebody who prefers the ground, and the tallest man known to man because he wasn't high up enough to play with the monkeys. So, my thought process that I had last time, kind of leading into this video, that I think I want to continue, or I guess for two videos ago now, is the thought that the idea of playing more indie games, or playing indie games in general, and kind of the whole thing indie games have on the table right now is, if you want a refresher on this whole subject, go back to like 2 videos when I ragged everybody for playing the same Mario games over and over again. But playing indie games sometimes brings some of its own greatest joy, because they're a title that are made by, you know, 5 people that they spend you spend more time working on it in some cases than people who make like this game spent because they have so many people working on this kind of game will spend making this game, because they have such a large crowd and they can kick out a game of this size in, I don't know. Yeah, they can kick out a game this size in, what, 2 months or like 6 months time to a year, where an indie game takes like most developers 2 years bare minimum. Some take 10 years, depending upon the development team. But a lot of indie games do have a charm, but they also have like a negative effect, and they have not a negative effect, but an adverse effect for, you know, what I'm doing here when it comes to reaching people or having an outreach in the video making community or the Let's Play market or review community, all this kind of stuff. Because it's just some random title, no pedigree behind it. No log to go back and say, I know these developers made this game. I wonder what other games they have made. There's nothing like really there for these games to go back to and say, oh yeah, this is, or it's very hard for people to go back to and be like, okay, this is what this game is and that's what this game does. It's very hard to like have something for people to go back on and say, why should I trust these people with my $5 to $30 to $60 when I've never heard of anything else they've done. And really, in terms of why you should do it, it's because it offers a world you've probably never heard of or explored. Like, sure, the tropes are there, so you are used to all the tropes that are in place for a lot of it. But a lot of these worlds is just, it has something mystical and fantastic to look at and explore. Like, I think the best one that can pull the light right now is, oddly enough, Ludosity with their cavalcade of games, and they have made a Smash clone recently, so I think that's why most people even know of Ludosity in the first place. Is the games that you pulled together to make their Smash Brothers clone. But even then, the games that they pulled material from for Slap City are way different and have so many different ideas. And some of them are just these tiny little games. Like I mentioned a couple videos, I mentioned It'll Do. That's their big property that they're probably the most well known for at this point. So another one of their games, Princess Remedy in a World of Hurt, and its sequel, don't remember the sequel's name. It's Hyper Princess Pinch, which those last 3 games I pulled up are free games, if I remember correctly. And I hit a button on accident. But yeah, those last 3 games I mentioned, those are free games. And they're just, you know, the inner workings and monologues of a quote-unquote madman just having fun making his world. or a team making their world. Like, when I talk about a game called Princess Remedy, a lot of people probably don't think about a game that's about open world exploration and building relationships with people so you can help cure their sicknesses and you do that by going actually into their bodies and shooting healing pills at a bunch of virus in them to cure whatever ails them, from actual colds to I can't finish this spelling test. Indie games are awesome because they have that multitude of fantastic worlds that we've never seen. But there's also the drawback, at least from my perspective, being one that does video stuff, in that I can play an indie game all day, as much as I like and as much as I would love to. No traction here on this platform, because the only people who want to look at an indie game are the people who have already played it. At least for the most part, that's what it feels like. Uh-oh. Go fish. Listen, listen, DK. I'll get us out of here. You just gotta do the putt-putt. That's all I ask you to do is the putt-putt. I think with that, we actually just made the game even. I feel so bad because one of my friends was telling me exactly what this game I'm gonna bring up. By the way, he was telling me exactly what it reminded him. It's like Pantheon of Heroes, something of Heroes. Like, I've just recently started playing the game Indivisible because I backed that game, and I figure I should probably play a game that I backed. But I've been playing that game, and it's been a wonderful journey because there's so many beasts and locales that are dug up because they're making a brand new world and trying a whole different kind of, not really art, but combat style, and attempting so many new things and such beautiful things to look at too. And I think it was like a 5-year process to make this game. But unfortunately, I know the sad truth is that I feel like I'm gonna fall in love with that game. And then on the flip side of that game, once I beat it and I decide, hey, I'm gonna do a playthrough on YouTube of it, so people can follow along who are confused and or lost. Is I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna do that. And that's not going to give me any notoriety because I bet Indivisible, for a lot of people, will be that one and done game where they don't even care for it. They don't even want to play it. Actually, wait, I want to look. You know what? No, we go hard in.
Nice shot.
Listen, I aim for the tree. I'm rewarded for aiming for the knot in the tree. Where are you? Sir, where do you think you're hitting? Oof. You hate to hear tonk. Don't worry, DK. I at least got the mid game covered for golf. The short game and long game though, that's a struggle. Oh gosh. So yeah, like, I realize buying indie games is not exactly very fruitful or very rewarding sometimes, because indie games can be incredibly short. Like, I guess it all depends on the person, what you can find in a game. An indie game can last you as long as a AAA title, or for some people, it can last you... Why am I trying to aim way over there? I need to aim here. But yeah, like an indie game can last you, only like a couple hours, and you spent $40 on it. or it can be a $5 investment that gives you hundreds of hours of playtime and enjoyment. I could go dig through my Steam library for a lot of this, but like, you know, ooh, it's okay. We'll get a par on it. We'll get him on the rebound. Like, you know, I've spent $40 on games and have only played it for 5 hours because it was either that short in structure or what it had didn't keep me enticed all the way through. On the other end, I paid $5 for a game and I've sunk 130 hours into it. Binding of Isaac is the exact game that comes to mind. Indie games are just, they're amazing. But unfortunately, because they're indie games, they don't get a lot of traction in the media world. Thank you for coming out to my TED Talk on indie titles. Next time, on Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, we're probably gonna go back to playing by ourselves again and going through some of the other more mini-game-esque modes. I'll see you folks next time. Take care.